I want to start with coronavirus because your company is a little bit unusual. The stock has obviously had a massive rally over the last year because of your palladium assets, and palladium has been on a tear. You also have gold, you have platinum. What has the net impact have been on the company so far from all of the churn that we're seeing in metals prices?
Look, our share took a knock today, and it's because we're predominantly seen as a PGM company, which is a company that has an underlying industrial demand for its products. So anything relating to a virus or global economic turmoil will impact our share price. However, hedging that is our exposure to gold. And you saw the gold stocks rally today. Unfortunately, I suppose the market looked at us and thought we had a bigger industrial underpin than a gold underpin.
What about the potential operational risk from coronavirus? I've been asking all the miners here that. Where would you see, I guess, the vulnerability in terms of supply chains or operations if this continues to get worse?
Yeah, there's really three areas we need to think about. First of all, the products that we sell, being PGMs, any disruption to manufacturing industries throughout the world will obviously impact on PGMs. There'll be less demand, which I think is what shocked the market this morning. Our operations in South Africa are really self-sufficient and mainly labor-intensive. So, other than the virus becoming pronounced in South Africa, we should be okay there. In the US, of course, we're very mechanized, and any implications around manufacturing of machines will obviously have a knock-on there. But we're not really seeing any of these knock-on effects. We read about them more than what we're seeing at the moment.
Is there a particular asset, though, or a country where you think you might be more vulnerable if the case numbers continue to rise?
Well, I would say countries that are more linked to interaction with China, through physical contact. And, of course, in Africa, there's a lot of physical contact with Chinese people. There are a lot of Chinese workers in Africa, so that could have an impact. We have Chinese shareholders. I suppose we'll be careful in going to China under these conditions.
Although it's global now, right? People all over the world have it, so hard to say.
Yeah, certainly. I think you need to be very careful where you travel. As you say, it's not just China.
You talked about the hit that your stock took today. You did last night, we spoke, you did talk about the potential for a very large acquisition. I don't know if that's affected the stock at all today. I mean, you were clear in the interview it would be after you reinstate the dividend, it would be after you pay down debt, but you said $4 to $5 billion potentially for a North American shallow gold asset. What kind of timeline are you looking at?
Yeah, look, we're probably looking 6 to 9 months. So
before you start looking, or before you pull the trigger?
No, before we pull the trigger. There's a lot of work before we pull the trigger. A lot can change, and of course today has been a reversal in terms of the valuation gaps that we've seen. Gold has gone up and PGMs have gone down. So that's not good for our strategy. But I'm confident in the short to medium term things will actually pan out in our favor.
So if you're right, in 6 to 9 months from now, you start actively sort of trolling for one of these assets, a corporate level acquisition, you had said to me, are there specific companies in your sights?
Well, I can't mention the companies. In terms of the time scale, I think 6 to 9 months we'll pull the trigger. I think we're doing a lot of work right now.
6 to 9 months you will be ready to buy something for $4 to $5 billion.
Absolutely, yes.
You must be, I mean, that makes me think you're in discussions with somebody right now. Are you?
Well, we are looking at various assets. We have a number of opportunities, a lot of desktop work. We're not having any specific discussions yet. There's still a lot of work to do, but, entering into discussions, doing a due diligence, getting all the financing in place is probably a 6-month process.
Would you go hostile for that kind of an offer very quickly?
No, I don't believe in hostile takeovers. It's too risky.